for today's show. As per usual, let me get all my privacy settings worked out before we get going. Boom, public. Perfect. Sweet. So, if you are brand new to Songwriter Sunday, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to play about 15 minutes of my original music. Then I'm going to get my guest on at 2:15. And we're going to talk about songwriting. We're going to talk about the craft. We're going to talk about the industry. And I'm very excited today because I have not only a songwriter and multi-instrumentalist, but a producer who owns her own production company and is making a living off of it right now. So we're going to get Sugar Joiko on at 2:15. So just kind of buckle in till then. It's going to be super worth it. All right, y'all. I'm going to kick off today with an old tune of mine I wrote in my undergrad. It's called Today. Today, I sold my soul away for $1,500. And today, I gave my love away so I could fit in the hours. Today, I let my courage out in the rain. The rain would wash me completely sane, or better yet, I could be washed completely away today. And I dream of all the pretty ribbons I tie around my wrists, and I hope that you are feeling strong. I'm sure that I'll be the one who's gonna finally make you sick, and I think you should get yourself gone today. Oh, today. Today, I plucked the last golden thread from my chest, hoping that I could give my poor heart a rest. Today, I sent my body out into the wilderness so it could be deprived of all nutritional content. Today, I thought, well, maybe I should pray, but I thought that wouldn't matter much either way, because help is what help does. So I'm sending you away today. Oh, today. And I dream of all the pretty ribbons like tie around my wrists, and I hope that you are feeling strong. Cause I'm sure that I'll be the one who's gonna finally make you sick, and I think you should get yourself gone. You were all I wanted, and I am your finest accomplishment. Sometimes I forget I am even here. Sometimes I forget the whole past year. Sometimes I forget I'm supposed to be in love with this. Sometimes I forget everything. And I dream of all the pretty ribbons like tie around my wrists, and I hope that you are feeling strong. I'm sure that I'll be the one who's gonna finally make you sick, and I think you should get yourself gone today. Today. Alright, that's a tune I wrote, oh boy, back in probably 2011 or 2012, my undergrad, and it's called Today. It's, stressed out. Music school's stressful. What are you gonna do? Hey Norm, hey Charlotte, good to see you. Thank you for coming back as always. And for those of you watching who are brand new to this is my Songwriter Sunday interview series, visual podcast of sorts, if you will, where I play a few tunes, and then I bring a guest on at 2:15 to talk about how they write, how they create, and today will be every Sunday is special, but today is special in a whole different way, because I'm going to have Sugar Joiko on the show right at 2:15. She's not only a multi-instrumentalist and a dueling piano player, but also a producer. She started a company called Sugar Joiko Productions, and she's killing it. So we're going to talk to her about what it's like to not only write, but to produce, to make beats, and to collaborate in that way with other artists. So please stick around till 2:15. It's going to be awesome. So until then, you're stuck with me for another 10 minutes. Woohoo! My second song, I need to use lyrics because I keep forgetting them. So this next song, for my weekly ballad in the middle, this is a tune called Orbit, and it's all about, well, you tell me what you think it's about. Unless you already know, in which case, don't spoil it. I hid myself away for 6 cold months just to make you wait. Now, back at it and you need a taste of my lovely Milky Way. And I cleaned up and I teamed up with all the baddest in the business. Check my street up. You're looking at your roster knowing you can't hang. 'Cause I got gravity and you're a chimpanzee floating in the stratosphere. No, you can't get away from me. Don't fight it, baby. I'm chilling here in your orbit, orbit, oh. I'm chilling here in your orbit, orbit, oh, oh. I'm chilling here in your orbit, oh. And you can't touch, you can't touch. Careful now, don't forget who you are. I think you forgot I'm a brilliant star. You run in circles from afar to watch me shine. Don't act so bizarre. 'Cause I got influence, your vibe's ambiguous, full of the nimbus in a cycle so continuous. Don't fight it, baby. I'm chilling here in your orbit, orbit, oh. I'm chilling here in your orbit, orbit, oh, oh, oh. I'm chilling here in your orbit, oh. And you can't touch, you can't touch me. Don't be embarrassed, it's just the way of the world. Don't pretend you woke up yesterday thinking about your favorite girl. 'Cause I'm chilling here in your orbit, orbit. I'm chilling here in your orbit. I'm chilling here in your orbit, oh. You can't touch, you can't touch me. Yeah. That's called Orbit. I wrote it as part of a songwriting group where we shared prompts. Otherwise, I don't think I would have ever written a song called Orbit. So there you have it. Again, about working in entertainment. Not a love song. Cool, y'all. So in just 6 short minutes, we're going to have my extremely interesting, intelligent, and hardworking guest on. Her name is Sugar Joiko. She's a producer. She's a multi-instrumentalist. And she's going to be somebody you're going to want to watch. And somebody to ask questions to. Don't forget, if you're returning or for your information, if you're brand new, this is all interactive. So if you want to ask questions to me or Sugar Joiko when we get her on, start thinking about, you know, what you might want to ask, or as we see her music, how you'd like to respond to it. It should be pretty awesome. So, 6 short minutes. Stay buckled in. Stay vigilant. We're almost there. This is going to be an interview you definitely want to see. So, all right. For my last tune, oh, by the way, before I play my last tune, Orbit, you can find on my YouTube if you look up my name. And it's more extended as it's originally intended. I just have a short window to work with on these Sunday afternoons. But you can see a version of it with my husband John doing a very cool guitar solo. And yeah, check it out if you like that song. All right. For my last song, we're going back a I've been playing this one a lot lately. I don't know why. It's on my mind, I suppose. Back from my high school musical when I was 16. This is the peak of the show track. This one you can still buy on iTunes too, if you want to hear me at 16 sounding really pissed off. It's called The Disease. So I'm gonna knock that one out, and then right at 2:15 we're gonna get Sugar Joiko on the call. And today's gonna be cool also, because we're gonna be doing some watching of her music videos, which are beautifully produced and put together. But like I said, she is a producer, so she knows what's going on. All right, The Disease for you nice people. My dirty eyes are wandering, while my dirty hands write down a selfish song for me to sing. I will not let you in, cause everyone is hiding sin, like a skeleton in the back of their minds, yeah. I am fighting the disease, and I am letting it get the best of me. Just for today I'm growing bolder. Today I'm having you over, telling you all the things I couldn't say before, and now I'll sing. Now you're here with me, can I convince you to try the other side? Oh, content warning, sorry. I forgot to say today there will be naughty words. So I guess quickly mute this if you don't want to hear naughty words. My dirty mouth is talking shit, see? Breathing out deadly poison, taking in sweet oxygen. I am messing with your picture-perfect plans, laughing cause I know I'm so much better than your man, and I am fighting the disease, and I'm letting it get the best of me. Just for today I'm growing bolder. Today I'm having you over, telling you all the things I couldn't say before, and now I'll sing. Now you're here with me, can I convince you to try the other side? My dirty body's holding back. Don't worry about me, oh, it's only a heart attack. I think that maybe you are messing with my mind. That's okay, cause now I know we're two of a kind, and I am fighting the disease, and I am letting it get the best of me. Just for today I'm growing bolder. Today I'm having you over, telling you all the things I couldn't say before, and now I'll sing. Now you're here with me, can I convince you to try the other side? Maybe you should stay away from me, or you might catch what I'm fighting. God forbid you be rejected by society, like me. Very 16-year-old angst here. Like me. Today I'm growing bolder. Today I'm having you over, telling you all the things I couldn't say before, and now I'll sing. Now you're here with me, can I convince you to try the other side? Alright, The Disease from my 2008-2009 high school musical called Deadlines. I don't know, I love that song. I have so much affection for it. Okay, well now is the time. I'm gonna burn like 30 seconds until I get on Skype with Sugar Joiko, Houston-based songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist, general badass lady. So hold on to your hats, kiddos, because we're gonna get her up on the Skype call. And we're gonna check out some of her original music, and we're gonna talk shop. Y'all know how it goes. I self-produce these shows, so it's a little bit of a dance for this part. All right, let's get going. Sugar Joiko. Gotta do. Skype took away its like Skype song. Makes me sad. I used to like the Skype song. Oop, I forgot I gotta ring the whole group. All right, here we go. Getting there. Technology is fun. Ooh, I hear sounds. And I see purple.
Yay!
Woohoo! Made it happen. It finally happened.
Yes, it did. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good.
That is
Good.
a beautiful shirt.
Thank you. Love this.
I like it. I like it. How's your Sunday going?
So far, so beautiful day here in the house. My long walk.
Very
I'm in a
nice.
good spot. About yourself.
We are in a full-fledged snowstorm, so I'm jealous.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Getting sunshine.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it melts sooner than later.
I need it
Mm-mm.
so badly. It's been a long winter, but that's not what matters. Would you like to introduce yourself in a way that I probably couldn't do as well?
Yeah. Hi. My name is Joiko. I am a songwriter, recording, residing in the house. Um, I love what I do. Yeah, hip hop is me. I don't know, excited to continue just kind of having fun with what I do. And I kind of very inspired by Japanese culture, hence the name Sugar Joiko. And I kind of try to implement that in my style in a sense. So,
Beautiful. And let's talk about when did you found your company? How should we call you? Are you the CEO? Are you the owner? Are you the shareholders? What are you?
uh, right now, I'm all the above. Joiko, my music company that I launched during COVID. I had already been doing business with producing for other artists and as well as myself. But it became official in COVID and it's been treating me very well. So I'm excited to wear all hats at the moment, but I'm hoping to grow and kind of give some of those hats to other people while I continue to world dominate the industry of pop.
Woohoo! I love that.
Woo!
And so, when did you actually start your production company, and then how long has it taken you to get from day one to making a living off of it?
Absolutely. Like Joyco Productions, underground wise, has been probably, I think, my first official like production project was when I was 13 years old. I've been producing since I was about probably around that time, around basically 10 to 13. I got my first Casio keyboard from Radio Shack. And the moment I learned what a record button was and how to sequence, at a young age, I was already starting to kind of like orchestrate and put together music. And like earlier, I basically got into production because I'm a gamer. I've been playing video games since I was very young. And I love video game soundtrack music. You know, like I love movie scores as well, but video game soundtrack music just always has a special place in my heart because it's so creative. And I love how, like, the different sounds and just the ambience of the music like correlates to what's happening visually or kind of moving with you while you're controlling your character.
Mm.
But short, when I started creating loops and sequences, I started to basically like regurgitate my favorite theme songs. Like I played the Donkey Kong theme song. There's like 3 songs from the Donkey Kong soundtrack. Like Donkey Kong has some bops, okay? Like if anybody knows the last Forest interlude, like just check those out on YouTube. And like it's great meditation music. It's great like writing music. Like I still go back to like a 1990s video game for some of my inspirations. But long story short, that's kind of where it started with my love for video games, and that made me into a producer and kind of like I think I've always been a very crossover artist. Born and raised in New Orleans, so of course I have a background in jazz and gospel, soul, and R&B. but I was always kind of like the black sheep in music class or with my friends because I'm like this chick over here, like, arigato gozaimasu, and like just very like J-pop culture. And like, that's just like basically all the stuff that influenced me musically. And I kind of grabbed, kind of pockets from those categories to make my music today. And, as far as my music and how I produce for other artists, I try to implement a world sound and something that's creative, that's not necessarily regurgitated from today. But long story short, 13 till today, so I don't know, probably like a decade now that, well, no, more than a decade, girl, I'm old now.
I was like, whoa, how old are you? I thought I knew.
I age backwards, I'm kidding. So it became official company, my LLC, everything basically during COVID. I spent the first 6 months of COVID building my website from scratch. I spent the first 6 months of that basically consulting with an entertainment lawyer, what my contracts need to look like. I mostly do master track buyouts where it's kind of like buying beats a la carte, or I make custom tracks a la carte. Most people are familiar with how royalties work. I forfeit those for now, but at least it's a very steady way of making income while still having credit in the song, but the artist can kind of do what they want rather than paying me on the back end. So, but that's kind of like my layout of how that works.
No, that's cool. And again, like so I'm a big album nerd. Like I love to listen to full albums and figure out all the personnel, and I sit on Wikipedia memorizing names, and I don't see a lot of female producers, and so this is very uplifting for me to talk to you about too, because I mean, it's awesome.
We're out here. One of my friends, she's like the lead singer of her band, and basically the producer of her band, and she's like, you just don't hear about the women producers because they're working, and behind the scenes. But I think there are more women coming to light, more women getting more affiliated with the industry. It's something that I'm very adamant about because as a pop singer, it's often that people underestimate me and just think like, oh, okay, you're a pop singer. All you want to do is look cute on stage. I'm like, no. Behind the scenes, I want to know what's going on in front of the house. I want to know what's going on with production. I want to know what's like, I can talk tech with you too. And then people are like, oh, okay, never mind. Maybe you do know what you're doing. So yeah, I get mansplained a lot, but girl power, I am here to stay. And I am very adamant about inspiring other women and helping other women as much as possible, and just supporting more women getting more into this industry. So
wonderful. Yeah. And definitely the sexism does persist, because I too, I'm a bit of a, also a gear nerd, and, I have my master's, so I know how to set up all my own shit. And the amount of times I've been at a gig actually bent over plugging stuff in, there's been a dude standing over me going like, I don't think you're doing that right. So.
Yep.
Wait,
I understand. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, well, if you want to do it for me, go ahead. Okay. If you want to pick up speakers and these,
I'm so tired all of a sudden. No, I know. I've been there. Well, awesome. Let's kick off with one of your music videos. And then I have a lot of questions because I watched those this morning too. So.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Which one did you want to kick off with, Your Love, or again, content warning, Freak Bitch?
Oh, yeah. Let's go with Freak B first. Something a little. I actually may end up performing Your Love live, so let's go with Freak B and see how I feel.
All right. Sounds lovely.
Awesome.
I will transition to the video. Y'all enjoy.
Yay.
Drums. I got your number, I'm steady 'Cause I want you to say this is the right time to make reality. I'm waiting. You got the right signs to feel my fantasy. This ain't no blurred lines, you can fall in love with me. Come stay the night, girl, let me show you how I freak. This is the right time to make reality. You got the right signs to feel my fantasy. This ain't no blurred lines, you can fall in love with me. Come stay the night, girl, let me show you how I freak.
I'll give you everything you need. I'll give you more reason to live.
Fine, it's your loss. Let me show you how I freak. Let me show you how I freak.
Row. Meow.
I gotta press like 20 buttons. So that's my third time watching that, and
Ah,
every time I get goosebumps.
really?
There's-
Ah.
It's just something so beautiful to me about, like, I don't know, a certain, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like this beautiful, like, authenticity in what you want to say and what you want to, with your body and with your voice and with your, I get choked up. It's so silly because it's like a sassy, fun song, but it moves me to see stuff like that. So,
Thank you. Love it. Thank you. Um, it took me a while to get there, it's like, it's just interesting, how like we grow up as kids and we're like fearless, but then society makes you fearful of things. And, I just kind of reached a point in my career, if I really want to bloom, I have to stop asking for permission to be authentically myself, and so I'm glad that resonated with you and it makes me happy to hear.
oh, it's beautiful. I mean, okay, so like we were just trying to
Mhm.
get the lighting right. We were talking this morning a little bit about this, but um, I guess my next question. And by the way, for those of you watching, if you have questions for Sugar Joiko, please ask away,
Yes.
comment away. But you know, how do you go about putting that together? Like, do you do the costuming? Did you block it out? Did you do your choreography? What did you
Yeah,
do and what did you outfit?
above. I think, yeah, all the above. I mean, this project probably took maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 months to complete. But yes, I produced the video, chose my wardrobe, found the locations in Houston that I could work with, picked the videographer, and pretty much put together my team. I produced the song. It's interesting because the song is actually inspired by, I don't know if this is weird to say, but it was basically inspired by a Tinder date gone wrong. Or not gone wrong, but like a disappointment after the fact. Like I'm sure a lot of people can relate of what it's like to kind of go on online dating and everything seems fine and then they just ghost you and just like, okay, so what happened? So this song's like really about me being frustrated, but then in the sexy way, it's like I'm frustrated but at the same time, like you're a loss.
Mm.
You don't even know what you're passing up because you didn't even get the chance to get to know me. So like, too bad I didn't get to show you how I freak, bitch. So that's literally where that kind of came from.
Well, and there's so much cool stuff to be mined, and I'm sorry that happened, but the gold to be mined,
Yeah.
in those it's not like, some people like have to go to a cabin in the wilderness and experience the greatness of like a mountain range, and then, finding that nugget in, one evening gone wrong and making this beautiful video, beautifully produced and sounding great. How awesome is that?
Thank you. Speaking of which, it's honestly, that's something I'm trying to do right now. I just need to figure out a way to get my rent paid while I do it. Because, with COVID happening, a lot of live musicians were still out of work. I'm actually traveling back and forth from like Oklahoma City and some other towns as well to kind of find work.
Mm.
But I've always been so used to kind of doing everything myself because, when you do things yourself, obviously it's a lot more budget friendly. So I'm say that I can produce it, I can songwrite, I can record everything in the car. I want to repost it. Do you know if it'll pick back up on my Facebook?
Let me see. So we're live.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's looking at your lovely face. And then it looks
Let me see.
like
My face. Okay.
it has picked back up. We're back. Yes. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. I am so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on over here. So.
No worries. There's a lot of components that comes into like streaming, like I had to learn the hard way, put all devices in airplane mode because my mom will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or there's also been live streaming that I've done and like people are blowing up my phone. I'm like playing it like ding.
Oh, yep.
So,
Definitely had a
it
bunch of
happens.
the same problems. So I think actually my husband was vacuuming and our outlet might have freaked out. So we're doing the
Yeah,
right
my
things.
dog is actually right here. She's being very, very but you might see her come up and say hi, but she's watching you.
I would be.
But
I'd love to meet her. All right. Well, I am so sorry again about the dropped call, but what were you saying right when we got disconnected?
yeah, so you were talking about how people have to go to the mountains and kind of escape to get their songwriting inspiration. I've never done that before, but I want to. Like, it's unfortunate because of like COVID right now, but like I'm almost just like in a perfect world. Like I've been looking at like Airbnbs in Tulum, and you can find places for like 2 whole weeks for like $500 that are really, really nice. And I just need to figure out a way to like make sure rent is paid, but I really feel like I may have to do that, like just get away. My good friend Mark, he's inspired me. He's packed up his whole portable studio, his interface, his MIDI controller, his mic, and he's in Brazil for like 2 months, and he's just gonna perfect his music craft while he's there. I'm just like, I need that. So it's interesting that you say that. So like I know that most people do that, but I really feel like that's probably why. So I am working on my album. It's been a bit tough with COVID, like stuck at home. And although I have all the resources here that I could ask for, it's still a little bit harder to get motivated with so many distractions around. And I feel like if I could just go somewhere like a little hut, well, a bougie hut with like Wi-Fi and a nice shower. But, I'm like yearning to try that. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So
Yeah.
maybe I can in the States. It's a lot cheaper to leave, but with COVID, I may have to find a spot in the States. So
Sure. And I was thinking too, in terms of the cabin in the mountains, thinking about that as like an inspiration source, but I definitely resonate with needing to get out as like taking care of your artist, like caring for your artist child, making sure your artist self is like, I need a change of scenery. Okay, let's go, artist. Like kind of talking to yourself in that loving way.
100%. 100%. So yeah, yeah, I've never tried it that way, but I'm interested in going about it that way.
Well, let me know. Let me know how it works out for you.
I sure will. Give me one moment. I'm about to swap a cable.
No worries. It's always a fun day on the internet. Definitely.
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm gonna get about it. So. Yup. All right, yeah, we're back.
Sounding good. All right. Would you like to share your next song?
Sure. I actually, I believe I'm gonna do Your Love last,
Okay.
but um, I kind of want to play a cover that I reproduced, kind of like I made like a remix and I covered it. Are you familiar with Thundercats?
Yes, I am. Mhm.
I there's like a synth version that I love doing. I made like a synth wave version because I'm very synthy poppy. So without further ado, I'd like to perform that for y'all. If that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
him open for No Name, who opened for Anderson Paak in 2019. So
Wow.
yeah, go for it.
Well, heck yeah. That must have been awesome. Yeah, he's really groovy. I discovered them like a lot later than a lot of people, but since then I've just been kind of hooked. I love his music. I love his creativity. It's really awesome.
I
Uh,
also love when he dyes his hair.
it's every color. I love it. Like I've hair, I mean weave obviously, but I've worn my hair just about every color of the book, and that's what I love about extensions and wigs because my hair can stay protected while I can go from silver to purple to I've worn every color except for green at this point.
Next year goals. Awesome.
But
And what's the name of this cover?
I'm doing the changes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, somebody. All right, let's see. And I'm gonna add a little bit of karaoke reverb.
I like it. I like it.
You know how it is. Whoop, whoop, not too much. All right, let's try this out and hopefully I don't blow my speakers.
Hopefully not.
I don't think I will.
But although there's much on the floor, and I can't find my eyes. Where did it go? Did I leave it in the floor? Please give it back, cause it's not yours to take. It must have fell when I lost my mind. Deep in the gut, drowning in the pain. Somebody help, cause I can't find my way. Nobody moves, nobody moves. Ooh, somebody tell me how I'm supposed to feel. Never sitting here, knowing the same hell. Why in the world could I give my heart to you? To someone to throw it in the trash. I've been traveling so long, I don't think I can hold on. Where were you when I needed you the most? Now I'm sitting here with a black hole in my chest. I got this brokenness. Love. Ooh,
I love that song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gotta go check out the original and do a side by side. I gotta do some homework.
No, great.
Did you?
Yeah, some changes. I made a lot of changes to it.
Um, yeah.
But yeah.
What are you interested in as you arrange music by other people, as an entertainer and as a producer? Any angle you want to come at it from?
When I cover songs, I always like to like reinterpret them in a certain way. Like if it's a fast song, I like to turn it into a ballad, or if it's a ballad, I like to turn it into a fast song, or if it's like I always try or at least challenge myself to reinterpret it from a completely like opposite direction. It just I don't know, it's something fun to do, and I love that it kind of I don't know opens the ears to like a different way of receiving the song. So that's kind of like my approach to it.
Cool. And then did you design any of those beats or synth sounds? What did you do from the inside out on that?
As far as designing, I mean, I guess some. I mean, I guess designing technically is like tweaking things. Yeah, I use my FA 07 by Roland for a lot of stuff. Because this is like my favorite, like that fat 80s, like
Yeah.
a lot of that for a lot of my synths, and it's honestly a better synth builder than some of my VSTs. But mostly I just work out of like Serum, Nexus, Halion, which comes with Cubase. Cubase is the DAW that I use. But most of not all of my material, I use some samples, not in this one, but sometimes samples just kind of give me a better idea how to make things come together. Or I can have a whole track, but there's something missing. Like sometimes you need those like background elements that kind of really makes the song feel like it's moving.
Mhm.
And sometimes to like splice for samples, like percussive samples that kind of hit those empty pockets, and then you kind of can feel like those kind of like back end syncopation. That's what kind of gives a song a rhythm. But pretty much all of it. To be honest, how I produce music, I usually just let the song like write itself. Like I'll literally like. And then like once I find a sound that's like, oh, and then I'll start making something with that. And then it just writes itself. It's interesting, like how songs come. Like I let them write themselves, but sometimes I start with the lyrics. More oftentimes, though, I do start with the music. I'm a musician first. Like I'm blessed to have a voice, but I tell everybody I'm a musician first, like singer. So for me, it's the melody, it's the beat making for me, and then voice is just an instrument, like expressing in words that people can understand that maybe I'm trying to explain musically. That's kind of like how I approach songwriting or song creating in general. Covers as well, but just in general.
Cool. No, that was going to be one of my questions is how do you put stuff together? So you beat me to it.
Yeah. I let it just kind of come as is. Sometimes I want to get better at, a lot of my music is about me, but more of my material is really more so by me. It doesn't necessarily need to be about me. Like I actually love the idea of kind of creating fantasy within my music. Like some songwriters are fine being more intimate. I'm intimate in some of my material, but like I said, I'm a musician first. I just want to make something that sounds great. So when I create the music part, the song sounds really sad. The words kind of just come to me because it's kind of like I explain what the song makes me feel and how I can kind of relate that to something that's happened in my life, and then it'll come. But I want to get better at just F it, freestyle, whatever comes off the top of my head, and then more so approach songs about something intimately that's happened. But a lot of my stuff is, which is cool because I technically get to wear a mask,
Definitely.
Audience.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
You're getting some very loving feedback here on the chat, just so you know. I think Kyle's watching, Aaliyah's watching, John's dad is watching, and I have a friend, I don't want to call her out, but she's trying to she's not trying. She is getting into gaming music too. So maybe you two should.
Oh, I would love whoever that is. I'd love to be in contact. I mean, that's something like I'm producing for artists now, but my dream since I was a little girl has always been I want to produce soundtracks. Like that's literally where my heart is. I happen to, you know, and how to, you know, formulate pop. But perfect world, oh man, I mean, music is where we bump heads a little bit to see what she's got going on and how she is implementing herself.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
and then Joe says hello as well. Joe Taylor, Jen Wardy.
Oh, nice.
So many names. Well, at this
I
point,
love it.
at this point in the interview, I usually like to ask, because I know we have one more song to get to, but I want to ask you, what can people do to support your music, to support your living, to support you buying a bottle of wine and some avocados at the store, a little extra something? Like, where can people follow you? All of the above, whatever you want to say.
Absolutely. So my name is Sugar Joiko, Sugar SugarJoiko. Right now, especially in hard times, the best way to support other artists is literally following us. If you like my music, if it's a vibe to a playlist that you like to clean up your house with, please add my song to that playlist. Playlisting, from what we're learning, especially now that you know we're not really able to perform live for large venues. Adding artists' songs to your playlist is hands down the best thing that you can do to help support artists. So if you like my music, playlist me on your Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. I'm pretty much available on all streaming platforms. Definitely follow me. I say just go to my website because all of my streaming platforms are there. So I feel like it's a little easier to home base, but everything is literally at Sugar Joiko. So thank you so much. If anyone loves my performance, of course, yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm pointing awkwardly at your handle. Sorry, go ahead.
Y'all can see it.
It's up there somewhere.
My bills. I got a child to feed. A child is in my dog. You're more than welcome to tip me via Cash App or Venmo. Both of them are also under Sugar Joiko, no spaces as is. So I'm just happy people are tuned in, to be honest with you. So
Well,
yeah.
everything you've shared so far has been just astonishing and lovely and fierce, and I'm loving that. Yeah, let's catch that last song and wrap up for the afternoon, if you like.
Absolutely. So this last song is probably my favorite single. It's called Your Love. However, this version, Sade, if people know Sade, that is my favorite artist of all time. I grew up on her, the Best of Sade album. I knew it word for word by like 6 years old. So actually created like a Sade Sweetest Taboo remix to my original. So it's going to have that flavor. So any Sade fans, I think, might appreciate this. So this is my song. It's called Your Love. That's Who's Crying Now. Also a remix that I made, but maybe another time I'll perform that for you guys.
I'm still waiting here since the day I lost your heart. There's no sunshine here when you left it to the side. It's too soon to let go. It's too hard. You're stuck in my dreams when I made down in the dark. Give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. When you let me, feelings were so fast. I was so stupid and distracted. I let my whole world fall apart. Now it's too late for me to find out where you are. Now you got a new girlfriend who knows how to treat you right. Give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, love. Ooh, give me your love, I need your love. Ooh, love. Give me your love, I need your love. My feelings are cool. Give me your love. Give me your love, baby. My feelings are cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, that is the jam right there.
Girl, that is shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but that is not shit. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. And I know we had a few tech bumps before and during today, but thank you for weathering them with. Oh, what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was saying absolutely. I was like, it was a complete learning experience, so I needed it to happen. So thank you
Same.
for better.
No, So awesome to have you. So wonderful to have you. Your music is gorgeous and so, like I said, like there's this shiny thing inside of it that I have to put my finger on yet. So thank you for sharing it with everyone. Everyone, I still have to figure this out. Get up on, yeah, get your Google on. Get your Google on. If you need some beats, if you need some production support, or if you need somebody
Yes.
very interesting to follow on YouTube and Spotify and Instagram and all that. So thank you, Joy. Pleasure having you, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, we out of here. Cool. For those of you still hanging tight, thank you so much again for watching the show. Thank you to Joy for being just a dope and interesting artist. And good news, it's the end of the month, but Songwriter Sunday will continue for at least another 2 months, hopefully longer. Some of the folks on the chat, you'll be able to meet them as well. And next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time, for those of you who think this is fun and interesting, I will have my Michigan-born, now LA-based friend Zoe Moser on the show. She's an incredible guitar player, singer, and she also does a lot with electronic music and kind of combining traditional songwriting with the tech aspect. So it will be wonderful to have her as well. I feel like so grateful to have so many like women and female identifying folks on here too. So follow Sugar Joiko. Come back next Sunday at 2 p.m. to meet Zoe if you don't know her already. And thank you so, so much for watching. This show is my passion project, but if you dig it, I do have my Venmo up as well. But first, if you got $5, send it to Sugar Joiko. If you got 10, split the difference. So thank you. See you next week. And stay well, stay safe, and stay kind. Bye, y'all.